Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Enjoy Nightingale.
And today we've landed right here in Saratoga Springs, New York. You might be looking at the structure behind us going, what is that? I'll tell you, it's a spring. That's why the town is named Saratoga Springs.
Sprung it upon us.
Town made famous because of the springs. Back in the day, you always hear springs. People thought they had medicinal purposes. People would come, they'd bathe, they'd drink the water. It was the cure-all. And that's why they would come to Saratoga Springs, because it led to some gambling. Now there's a pony track down the way. Yes, that's right, Saratoga Springs, the racetrack's here. In fact, the racing Hall of Fame for pony racing, horse racing, is actually here in Saratoga Springs, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to tell you some haunted legends. Tell you about a house that's haunted, but more important than that, the Devil's Chair. And the main reason we're here, tell them why, Joy.
Carousel.
That's right. There is a classic carousel. If you've been following our channel for a while, we have been going all around the country,
Hitting those grands.
trying to take Joy, and you along with us, to all the classic carousels. And that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully you're into that kind of thing. If you are, we always appreciate if you like the video. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Do you trust spring water? Would you drink spring water then go on a carousel? I don't know. We'll find out. But we're going to do this. It's going to be fun. So step right up. Let's go for this ride. Beautiful park. This is all set in. Nice buildings. War memorials. Really is pretty. Hey, ducks. Ducks. Do you live in Saratoga Springs for the spring water? Is that a yes? Were you just bathing in some spring water? Do you get good medicinal factors when you bathe in it? Oh, really? You might be wondering, why are Saratoga Springs so famous? Maybe even more famous than some other springs. Well, this isn't hot springs, but what's interesting about theirs is a result of the geological fault line, it actually naturally carbonates the water. So since it's trapped in shale layers, by the time it rises to the surface, the water comes carbonated. So just think of that. We're not talking about just ice cold water. We're not talking about a hot bath spring. We are talking about carbonated water. Now, back in the early 19th century, people thought the mineral water here at Saratoga Springs was the perfect thing. Doctors would prescribe people to come visit Saratoga Springs to cure nearly everything, from kidney and liver ailments, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, even heartburn. So if you love sodas and seltzer, that bubbly flavor, this Saratoga Springs water would be for you. Now, is there any real health benefits? Yes. What they were claiming? No. So you see, some of the springs contain salts of iron, which are good for your blood, especially if you have not eat meats. And it actually is highly alkaline, so the antacids could actually help upset stomachs and the heartburn. And that spring at the moment might have been closed, but there are still springs around town where you can still come to Saratoga Spring and still drink some water. In fact, there is still one active bathhouse here that you could come bathe in the water of Saratoga Springs. And these springs are still actually in this park. The park we are now filming, Congress Park. I don't know if I said that when we were in interest. Everything we're showing you is in Congress Park here in Saratoga Springs. The springs, the house, the bench, the carousel, everything is Congress Park. So we actually have one active spring there, and we're going to check out this active spring right up over here. Columbian Spring, discovered in 1803 by Gideon Putnam while clearing land around Congress Park. Purchased by John Clark in 1823, he constructed a Grecian pavilion over in 1840. The City and Historic Society rebuilt the structure in 1981. Columbian fountains. We actually have a spring! Look at that spring water, just flowing, waiting to be drank. If only I had a cup.
You must choose, but choose wisely. For as a true grill will bring you life, the wrong one will take it away.
You will not be made out of gold. That's the cup of a carpenter. There's only one way to find out.
You have chose wisely.
Cold and refreshing, thanks. In fact, it's so magical. It's made from unicorn tears.
I'm drinking tears of a unicorn.
Besides springs in Saratoga Springs, there's a racetrack down the road, there's gambling in this town, and it goes back to the olden days. Behind us is a building that was once a casino, supposedly haunted. And we're about to tell you the story of its haunted, a little bit about its history. But it's interesting, because you think of a casino haunted. It reminds me of one time we were in another town with the name Springs. This is Saratoga Springs. We were in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, at the Crescent Hotel. And that's a really, I could see that being haunted. I'm a skeptic, but I could see it. Because there was a guy that was supposedly treating people's cancer, but he wasn't. He was swindling them, not treating them all, just letting them die. So a lot of people die in that building, so I can see it being haunted. It's so haunted that I feel you're cursed if you get married there. See my knuckles tattoos that say lunchbox? The tattoo artist that did it many years ago, he got married at the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, and his marriage ended in divorce. His wedding must have been cursed because it was a cursed building and haunted. We'll actually put a link down below to when we went to the hotel in Eureka Springs. But now let's talk about this building. So it is now the Saratoga Springs History Museum. It was actually built in 1870 by a guy named John Morrissey. He was a famed boxer. And you think this area, because of the springs, a lot of wealthy people came to the quayside. He was going to build a gambling hall, a casino, and this was called the Saratoga Clubhouse. Now John Morrissey passed away in 1878. It sat abandoned until 1893. And that's when Mr. Charles Canfield, if we see it's called the Canfield's Casino, purchased the property, turned it into the Canfield Casino. Now when Morrissey had it, there was 3 rules. There was no women allowed, cash only, and no locals. He wanted big spenders coming up from the city, affluential people spending their money. Now here's what makes me confused. The reason we're showing you this building is it's supposedly haunted. In case you don't know me, I want to believe in haunted paranormal stuff, but I'm a giant skeptic. Until I see something that changes my mind. There was 2 things that came close, but hasn't changed anything yet. They say this building's haunted. Now, in 1990s was the first time it supposedly was seen, and it was a woman in a Victorian dress walking around the house. Then she was seen in like 2006 and 7. Now what I find interesting is, if when he had this casino in the Victorian era and no women were allowed, if a woman was haunting it, wouldn't usually it tied to something? You lived there, it was part of your life. No women were allowed. Why is this woman haunting this building in that era? Did she always want to go here and now she got in because she's a ghost and is able to? Because I would think maybe she was a maid that something might have happened, but she wouldn't have been dressed like in a Victorian gown then. So I'm confused, but this is supposedly one of New York's most haunted buildings. Ooh. But that is not the only thing haunted here in Congress Park. The other thing I find fascinating. Let's take a walk over there. And the park is really manicured and landscape beautiful, and that's because it's based off the Italian Renaissance garden. In fact, in 1900, Richard Canfield, remember him? Owner of the Canfield Casino? He hosted Charles W. Eliot, president of Harvard University. As Eliot's hobby was garden landscaping, he suggested that the park be improved by the addition of gardens and sculptures. And look, behind you, there's a sculpture right there. We should check it out. They're blowing the conch, the fountain. 2 men facing off, each with their conch horns, blowing it. But they don't know. Nowadays, trumpets, trombones, French horns have a spit valve, not back then. And it's spraying out at each other. Baby ducks. A lot of ducks come to Saratoga Springs. I think they live here. I don't think they vacation here like a lot of people. And look at the color of that duck. It's almost like a tuxedo cat. I've never seen them with white stomachs like this. Is it a special occasion or something? Did you guys get dressed up for something? Hey buddy, do you know where the devil's chair is? I'm not asking just because you have horns. I'm not assuming anything. I'm just trying to find it. So this is the other thing we came to the park to show you. The devil's chair. Woo! Now, you might be saying, what is the devil's chair? So this is the other thing supposedly haunted here. What it actually is the carved stone, legend goes, was going to be the cornerstone of a church. But when the people that were going to build a church heard that John Morrissey was building the casino, they totally abandoned their plans to build a church. Because of that, the stone sits here. I don't know how it's supposed to got haunted, but now here's my favorite part of the legend. You would think the legend would go, someone sits in here, something bad happens to them. No, the legend goes, you sit in this chair and you time travel back in time to the turn of the 19th century, 1800s to 1900s. Now, they say maybe it only happen at midnight, maybe there's certain days, maybe you have to be a woman, maybe you have to be a virgin, but that's the legend of this chair. You sit in here and you time travel. So, we don't need DeLorean, we just need a big rock that was supposed to be a church. Of course I'm gonna sit in the chair. Wow, that was amazing. I thought I'd transport back to this spot. I was in Chicago. I got a crushed penny, I rode a Ferris wheel. It was this great Columbian Exposition. Okay, maybe I didn't go anywhere. But cool legend nonetheless. And we like to bring you along, show you these cool legends, show you these things that are haunted, as some people say. But now, we're gonna show you what Joy wants to see, the Carousel. Alright, now the only way I can see time traveling is if I fall getting down, hit my head, get a concussion, and I wake up 3 weeks later. But that's not transporting me back in time. Alright, to the Carousel we should go. Another pretty statue. This fountain coming out the top of her plate, and the rock she's sitting on going down. It's really beautiful. So nice. Look at all the red geraniums framing this fountain. I love it. And the main reason we came to Saratoga Springs. Joy, tell the people what we have ahead of us.
So we have a 1910 Illions Carousel inside, which is pretty cool because Illions was Coney Island boy. Is she going again?
And this is called the Saratoga Springs Carousel.
And I think it was where it had done like little parks here and there, and in 1987 it was going to be like, who knows what happened.
It was auctioned.
Like what's going on with it, if they were going to keep it together or spread it apart type of auctioning type of thing, and it came here.
Yeah, we actually have some information on Marcus Illions, the master carver of carousels, born in Lithuania in 1871. That's interesting, I never knew that. He was a carver of churches and building facades in New York. Since his death in 1949 at age 78, many historical, splendid works of art, including carousel horses, have been left for both young and old to enjoy. And this is one of them. And it is now known as the Congress Park Carousel. We can see the Congress Park Carousel was built, like Joy said, in 1910 and restored in 2002. Look how beautiful they are. And the colors. Ooh. This one's perfect. It has an eagle and I don't have to climb up too high. There, 5 cents. Wow. Or 6 tickets for 25 cents. That's a good deal, Joy.
I wish it was that now, but it is still affordable. It's only $1.
$1. Cash inside. Oh, there's a credit card machine for tokens on the outside. You see some natural horsehair tails, which look good when they're attached to horses. When they're coming apart off the horses, when they're coming off apart off the horses, a little creepy. The paint on these is such beautiful, very pastel-y. I love the gold manes. Very regal. Manes matching the poles. We can see, mine looks like he had red hair before his refresh, his restoration. There goes the bell. And we're off. That's a perfect photo, Joy. Just stay right there. No, no, no. Really? They're dropping out of photos.
Sounds like a plane.
Yeah. Got a little speed, this guy. I feel like we're really racing. Whee! Joy has to get a selfie of her riding the carousel. And what's cool about this is we are in Saratoga Springs. The racetrack is literally like 3 blocks away. As we're riding these horses, they're real horses running around a track 3 blocks away racing.
I know.
Just think, at the moment, this is the home of the Belmont Stakes. I know you might not be watching it when this video is filmed live. See, Belmont Racetrack is being restored. So Saratoga Springs Racetrack is where the Belmont Stakes is happening while Belmont Racetrack is being restored. Weird and crazy, but it's the true fact. I'm glad. I usually go if there's a chance of a triple crown.
Oh yeah. I would not want to do the hike.
I'm glad we didn't. Yeah, it's so much easier. We live about 3 minutes away from Belmont Racetrack. It's a lot more convenient than doing the 3.5 hour drive up to Saratoga Springs. But this race right here, I'm gonna win. By a nose. Look at my horse. His nose sticking out a little more. Your horse is too regal. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, come on, buddy. Give it all you got.
As soon as I got here.
We could do it. We could do it. Oh.
Oh no! Are you gonna be able I guess you got lucky.
Good carousel work brings me back to where I started. Good horsey, good horsey. And there's 28 horses. We have some chariots. You gotta love the words. Made by W.M. Mangles and Carousel Works, Coney Island, New York. Well, that's who made the structure. The carver was Ilians. I lost my wife. She's taking photos. Ooh, this horse has a grand tail. Saratoga Springs has the name of the carousel horse. A little horse, good souvenir, $1. I mean, we could go ride again, but Joy wants to save this. Check out, before we head out, we wanted to check out Hawthorne Spring. One last spring to end the video. Sadly, this spring is not working, but the Department of Water is in the process of restoring this natural spring found nearly 160 years ago. So the spring is actually, comes out under this parking garage, and because of that, they have to drill and restore the spring to get it to here. I was hoping we could try the Hawthorne Spring. In fact, we're not that far away from the car. I brought water, but it's not working. This one was discovered in 1866, and this is where we're gonna end the video. We were gonna get some spring water to bring home with us. We only have 1 cup. I didn't die, which is good. Joy drank some unicorn tears. You heard it, you seen it. I think it's time we could end this though, Joy.
I think we could call it.
So we came here to sit on the devil's chair and to ride a classic carousel. And we've done them both. So I think we can call it.
Yep, I think so.
Devil's Chair and Congress Park Carousel. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Goodies.
and live life. The people were wrong. The casino and the chair aren't haunted. It's this store by the bottle. Look at the window. Fine wine and spirits. Ooh, they got spirits in there.